We'll have the 5 red lights on. And they're out as DZ Racer will lead us down into turn 1. Gets some wheel spin. And as he round, DZ Racer spins across the track. And he's disqualified. DZ Racer disqualified off the start. NMX Shames up to P2. Raheem almost into the rear of his championship rival. There's a Sauber off the track here as he rejoins. Fizzy Boy contact with a Haas as another Haas. Oh my god, we're side by side through the middle sector. And oh my god, there's been a huge car crash. Someone bring the safety car out. What is happening? Oh my lord. What an absolutely crazy lap 1. VSC out.
Okay, mate, I'm afraid that's race over. The stewards have black flagged you.
As NMX Shames now on the outside, a few into turn 9, and the Ferrari will take the lead of the race as the championship leader. Didn't have the best of qualifyings, but he's back into the lead of the race as Thori through on MQK. Few now looking on the inside of NMX Shames, but not close enough to make a move on the Ferrari. Meanwhile, Few on the rear of NMX Shames, who's already flashing on the rear. And this may allow Few with DRS to get ahead of the Ferrari driver. And Raheem also involved here. It's going to be an absolute kerfuffle here as Few gets through on NMX Shames, looks for the switchback, opens the door to Raheem though. NMX Shames looking for the switchback, Raheem on the outside, and that's the Alpine gone round of Few. Contact with NMX Shames and Few is down and around and down to P5. As Raheem now around the outside of NMX Shames, going to get comfortably through surely with DRS ahead of his championship rival. And can even Lil Majin close up in the Ferrari? As Ollie Bean says, Thori gets through on Billion. We've got Lil Majin still. Oh no, Raheem's gone! And he's completely collected. Lil Majin. Oh, this is heartbreaking for Lil Majin. He was just an absolute victim in that crash. Raheem made a mistake exiting turn 10 and Lil Majin's front wing completely sliced off. As Zampa now to P4. He's now in the rear of PLG Raheem. And Thori now down into turn 11, going to get through on Raheem. Raheem with that right end plate damage. It's going to cost him here. Is Raheem going to try and fight this out, but breaks early. Doesn't want any contact with Thori. And I think it's better at this point he just let him go. And Raheem, I think, has to come in now. Fix that damage. And yeah, unfortunately for Raheem, if you can manage it that far, because then you can push the hards easily to the end. Meanwhile, Thori on the outside now of turn 3 and breaks later than Zampa and gets round the outside, and a lovely move from Thori, and Thori now up into P2 and he'll charge after NMX James. Meanwhile, Fizzy Boy on the rear of Billion Penguin. And by the way, Ledgeman, if you're just joining, Thori and Zampa may get disqualified because they're drivers in higher tiers as Billion spins at turn 10. And into the wall he goes, and Billion has just taken those tyres far too long. Just went through the map there very momentarily. As Thori now on the rear of MQK. Going to pick the outside of the Sauber driver and get ahead round the outside. As the Sauber going to poke a nose in. Battling with no one. MQK has built a gap somehow. MQK has built a major gap to Thori. He's caught NMX James. What have we missed? Zampa on the rear of Raheem. Majin into the lead.
Wat doet hij?
of the McLaren and round the outside now. Zampa through into P2 as MQK putting pressure on NMX James. Raheem defending here. NMX James doesn't get the best of exits. Can MQK put some pressure on the Ferrari? As into turn 11, will he go for the sand? He has gone for the sand! MQK, diabolical sand, and the Ferrari sees him coming as Zampa on the rear. Sci-Fi's left the... What happened? What? Raheem struggling for pace here, and I don't know if he's going to get those hards to go to the end. As Zampa on the inside of Majin at turn 1. Has he gone deep though? Leaves the track, and Majin going to try and get back through again. And has DRS now as he tries to defend into turn 3. And Majin into the rear of Zampa as MQK round the outside of NMX James. And what a move from the Sauber. What an absolutely sensational move from MQK. Up into P3.
We're in amongst the pack.
NMX James now to get ahead a little. Majin is down into turn 1. The Ferrari driver through on Zampa. Battling with James. James has made a big error to turn 6. And Majin surely going to get through with DRS, but hasn't got the best of runs. And James still has DRS despite his big mistake as Thorey gets through an MQK. And little Majin to put some pressure on MQK. But as we head on to laps in the future, Thorey now round the outside of MQK. And Thorey through on MQK. May have cut the inside there of turn 9. And can Thorey get inside DRS range? Just down into turn 11. James straight on through on Zampa. Zampa almost into the rear of the Ferrari as Thorey now joining this battle as well. Oh, and Thorey off in the wall. And Thorey, did he pick up any damage there? Big spin out of turn 13. Can't see his car so far away from this camera angle. He doesn't have damage. MQK now still following along. Fizzy Boy gets out of Billion, and Billion almost contact with the Sauber there, but backs out of it as Thorey on the rear of MQK down into turn 1. Oh my god, Thorey brakes late into turn 1, misses his braking point completely, and he's parked it on the apex. And will this cost MQK? As MQK now round the outside, he's lost DRS. And MQK potentially could win or lose the win here. As Zampa now with DRS on it on NMX James, but doesn't seem to be close enough. Thorey now getting ahead of MQK, followed by following NMX James as we cross the line. The Ferrari is gonna cross the line in the lead. Zampa will take the lead, but can MQK get NMX James? He has, and MQK for the first time in his WHF career will win in Australia.